Coach, how did this kind of happen with you coming to Lipscomb first time since 2010? How were those conversations?
I mean, easy. We just wanted to get back here. I mean, it's a nice place. They do a good job with their yard, and I really respect Jeff. I mean, the Forehand family's been part of Nashville baseball for a long period of time. I just think once we got past the like Lou game, then it just made sense to play them over at this ballpark and just go home and home. It's a good atmosphere, obviously, tonight. It's nice to play in this type of facility with the fans right on top of you. And it's good for this small little community of Nashville baseball.
Good to get the bats going again after a tough weekend?
Yeah, I mean, for the kids, it is. I mean, they're certainly capable, but it was good for them. They hit the ball hard, and even in instances where we made outs,
What do you think of Cyber's outing?
good. I think once we got past that kind of a messy first inning, I thought he did a nice job of executing.
Did you have any prior relationship with Forehand before the past couple of years?
Oh yeah, I've known Jeff for a long period of time. He's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy. He's a great human being. So I have a lot of respect for him.
We're halfway through the SEC. It's kind of what you like, what you not like, where you feel like where you're at.
Well, I mean, it's SEC play. I mean, it's just every week is a little bit different. Obviously, the last week wasn't good for us, but I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you might look back at that Gentry at some point and say that was the weekend that got you going. You know, we ran into a buzzsaw. It was a really good team. It was a really good environment. We didn't help ourselves one bit. And if you're going to go there and play well, you can't help them. They're already good enough. But it was one of the finest collections of players I've seen on the other side, and quite some time. It was a very good team.
You're home for the next couple. I mean, you feel like that. It seems like this year in the league, home or away has been even more pronounced.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, the schedule's tough. I mean, you play in Florida, Mississippi State, and Tennessee at home, so those are really good teams. And then you go on the road and play Georgia and Kentucky. So, I think it's just playing as good as you possibly can. At the end of the year, I think every coach in the room would tell you they just want to hold serve because it gives you an opportunity to move forward. We were 8-7 in the first half, where 9 of those games were on the road, 6 were at home. So we'll just take it and move. We have to look, as I told the boys, the LSU series was a good series for us. We won a series on the road. Arkansas, not so, but you got to move from it quick because we can't bring that luggage with us moving forward.
Having 3 Thursday series in 4 weeks, how do you feel about that? Is that something that the SEC tries to avoid in scheduling?
No, I think they basically just ask if you're opposed to it, but you know why you're playing Thursday. It's for TV. I get it, and a lot of that stuff is out of our control. So I don't put much energy into something that I can't control. If I felt like we're not going to do that, then I would say it. But you know what? Oftentimes when you don't fight things, you can find other players, you can find other pitchers, you can find other ways to do things, and it turns out being a good thing for you. So it does require some juggling of pitching. You can't just run it the same way every weekend sometimes. But it's fine. We're going to have to do it the last weekend anyway, and typically on Easter weekend. So at least you got 2 in there, and then you're going to have to go Thursday, right? So.
Yeah. What's Devin Petrell's status right now?
Pretty good. I mean, he's thrown 2 times out the bullpen, and he's itching to go. So hopefully we can get him back.
Is there a point where you would look at it and say, okay, these are our 3, or does that stay fluid?
Yeah, we probably could if we wanted to. Yeah, we could. There is some benefit to going Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I mean, you get 2 extra days before you got to play on Tuesday, so there is some rebound effect that is positive. But yeah, we probably could cut ties on one of those series. But this year we're playing 4, and there's other teams I think doing the same thing. There's 2 other teams. Yeah, it's fine.
You have a couple freshmen who've kind of come on lately, whether it's Braden Holcomb, Miller Green, Luke Guth, guys like that. How good is it to see that class start to get more involved, see more time, and play better as the season goes on?
Yeah, typically you see that type of movement at the end of April and May, and we're giving them opportunities, and Barzi's starting to get in there too, and he takes advantage of his pinch hit as well. But you mentioned Guth. I mean, Guth, at the beginning of the year, we were considering redshirting. And for him, it was just like, that's fine, whatever I need to do in order to pitch in this program and get better. But what he's done is he's taken those wedge days of Wednesday where we play against ourselves and used them to his advantage. And because of that, he's accrued trust within his teammates and trust certainly from the coaching staff.
Just going back to you guys being here, obviously you played here this week and then MTSU last week and Belmont a few weeks back. How important is it for you to play those type of teams that are local and to spot like those type of teams?
I think it's really important. We don't want to get away from really what Vanderbilt, MTSU, Belmont, and Lipscomb have meant to one another over the years. We certainly want to play them, enjoy playing them. Where we play them, that's probably, we've got a nice opportunity at our place, but we also can pay them too. So I just think we just talk through it in the best way that helps the crowd and helps the game itself, but really enjoy playing all three and enjoy all athletic directors there and all the coaches.
Yeah, you mentioned Gus kind of taking advantage of his midweek opportunities. Was there anything specific that he did or tweaks that he made to kind of put himself in this position?
I just think throwing more strikes, he's getting a little bit stronger. I think at the beginning of the year he just wasn't that strong, kind of a high effort, so after the first inning the volume would catch up with him. But now, I think he can get past an inning or two and still hold his velo and more hold his command. And that's what we saw in him. Good athlete.
Yeah. For freshman position players, what's the hardest adjustment to make once you get to this point of the season in SEC play?
SEC pitching going into the second and third and fourth weekend. Now you become a commodity. Now you become scouted. And once you become scouted, then you have to face a pitch plan. So I think it's just that. It's just a constant game of adjustments, both for the pitcher and for the hitter. But the reality is you still got to hit a fastball. If you can hit a fastball, then you give yourself a chance.